Welcome back to the garage, guys. I was planning on doing a little bit of housekeeping today because this garage is a disaster, but I got a little sidetracked messing with Project Ethel again. In fact, I'm completely derailed this train. I'm actually going to try today to go ahead and get this engine and transmission set up over in that chassis so we can see what it looks like, because this is not going to be a one and done kind of deal. This engine's going to be in and out over and over again. So first off, let me show you a couple of cool things I did. I did put the front mount on this engine. It's kind of neat. It goes in these two holes here on the front. I've never used those holes. I don't know what they were for, but they work really well for this custom front mount. On the back side, I've got this big heavy plate here with like a custom mount. This is all built by the original owner that hangs the back of the engine and transmission. So right now, the problem is my cherry picker. The issue is from the edge of this bumper to where the center of the weight's going to be is a lot further than the center of the weight to the maximum reach of my cherry picker. I got to come up with a solution to be able to reach that far over and get this thing in there. All right, so I've got the hatch off the back of the Vega. I've been doing some measuring and trying to figure out how this is all going to work. It's not going to be easy. The cherry picker is pretty much useless. There is not enough reach here. I mean, it's not enough by a couple of feet. So I do have an old chain hoist that I have used from the ceiling from time to time, which can lift the engine up into the place because there's no way to actually drop it in the hole. There's not enough width between the springs and the frame. It's just, there's no way to get it in there and spin it. It's just too tight. So what I got to do is put the car where I want it under the chain hoist. Put the car up on jacks because it's too low to the ground for what I want to do. But once I get it up on some jack stands, I need to take this engine transmission assembly and scoot it under the car and then use the overhead chain hoist to pick it up into the cradle. At least I think so. So that's what I'm going to try to do right now. First thing I got to figure out is how to make this awkward assembly of an engine and transmission scootable. I've got an old furniture dolly here. Got a couple old 2x4s. I'm going to try to build a rear engine Vega engine stand scooter assembly. So next video, you may notice it's dark outside because this is probably going to take a minute. All right, so that wasn't near as bad as I thought it was going to be, partially because SVT Kevin showed up and helped me cut some lumber up, and we have ourselves an engine stand. This thing's got the wheels off the old furniture dolly, and we've tested it. It does roll. So now the goal is to get the car in the garage and get the bumper high enough where we can roll this engine under the car. All right, so now comes the moment of truth. I'm gonna try to do just what I said. We're gonna pull this all back, lift the car, try to slide the engine under it, and use that chain hoist to pull it up. I'm gonna throw this thing on time lapse, enjoy the music, and enjoy the show. All right, so the car's in the garage. We've got it in position, up on the jack stands. Chain hoist is installed. The engine's already under the car. So in theory, all we gotta do is pick this thing up into the hole. What do you think, Kevin? Is there a chance this is gonna work? Yep. He says yep. So we got a yep out of Kevin. That's really good for him. So I'm very confident now this engine's gonna go right in this hole. All right, so it's in there. We got it loosely fitted. It's mounted by the original custom mounts, front and rear. The engine, to my surprise, does actually sit over to one side a bit. And I figure that's probably intentional due to the axle links and the whole balance situation, but it's there and it works. It was a bit of a chore to get it in there, but worth every second of it. So first thing I noticed is we got some transmission lines coming off this cooler. They're gonna reach back This is definitely the oil system. I got to find some lines and run them around to the oil filter adapter. Looks to me like the speedometer cable is going to reach back real nice, so nothing to worry about there. We're going to have to figure out exhaust. I don't know how they put twin turbos in here and kept it symmetrical, because we're crooked. It's not sitting in the middle of the car. But what I'm going to try to do is find some mounts, not mounts, what's the other things called? Manifolds that actually come up and out. So we're going to run the exhaust on this thing similar to what's on a boat. That's my plan anyway. Maybe some cutouts and a muffler. I got to be able to drive this thing on a Sunday morning and not wake the neighbors, so we'll see what happens. But I guess with the engine installed, there's only one thing left to do. Let's pull it outside and see what it looks like in the daylight. That's going to help. You ready? That works. There it is. In all her glory. The rear engine Vega. It is so close, it's not even funny.
That's the front end.
Minor details, Kevin. Minor details. Man, this thing is looking right. Such a shame those guys took this car apart and got all that period correct stuff, and who knows what they did with it. There was no purpose in taking this car apart. It was worth nothing to anybody other than whoever owns this car. But this is what we got, and this is what we're working with, and we're gonna make it work. So I'm gonna spend some time figuring out what works, what doesn't. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.